Hey guys, let's unbox the new Galaxy Z Fold 8. I'm super excited because I was actually able to pick it up on the day of release to my surprise. I had received a few days prior a notification, unfortunately telling me that my device had been delayed and I wouldn't be able to pick it up until after August 14th, which was a huge bummer since I wanted to create content for you guys. But I am so happy that after I landed from Vermont, a few minutes after, I received an email saying that my device was ready for pickup, and that was incredible. Per usual, the box has nothing fun in it other than the device itself, but there's only a cable, and surprisingly, there's still a SIM puller. That is amazing. So this phone actually supports a SIM card. Unlike most flagship devices now do not support SIM cards, and now it's all eSIM. Although I didn't use this because I used an eSIM. The beautiful lavender color is so stunning. I am absolutely obsessed. I love the pastels. In hindsight though, I wish I had ordered the pistachio color because that was incredible. It's always super satisfying to see the super flat screen when you first open a foldable. Unfortunately, for anything that folds, after the first time you fold it, it is no longer as flat as it was when you never folded it. Although the crease is not as visible anymore, it is still there. You can still see it, especially at certain angles. But we'll see how it compares to the Galaxy Z Fold 7 after a few months of using it. Honestly, holding the device for the first time, it feels so nice on my hands and just the perfect size. I am absolutely in love with the new form factor. So while it sets up, let's unbox some very new accessories that I want to share with you. You're going to need these. PITAKA is the sponsor of today's video, and they sent over their new edge case for the Galaxy Z Fold 8. Samsung made the new Z Fold 8 their lightest foldable ever at only 201 grams. But there's a catch. It no longer supports flex mode. It either opens fully or completely closes, making it impossible to stand up on its own. That's where the PITAKA edge case comes in. Crafted from woven aramid fiber, it is paper thin and silky smooth. It provides essential scratch protection without adding any bulk, so you still feel like you're holding the lightest foldable Samsung has ever made. This one is California Dream 01, channeling a 1970s golden afterglow and the Pacific breeze. You guys know how much I love California. Life is a collection of moments, so I also love the Moment Moonrise edition, which captures that immersive blue time right after sunset. But honestly, the best part of this whole setup is the matching Mac Easy Grip. It gives you a secure hold, but more importantly, it doubles as a stand. It is the absolute perfect way to prop up that massive main display and settle in to rewatch your favorite Korean drama. Check the link below to get yours. With 10% off your purchase for a limited time using code ANN10. Let's get started with customizing the Galaxy Z Fold 8. And even before I start customizing, I like to switch a few settings first to really make this device my own. And I will start by going into settings, then into display, and making sure that my motion smoothness is set to adaptive. That way I get that 120 Hz refresh rate, making everything so much smoother. I also really like to change the screen mode from vivid to natural. I'm just more comfortable with the colors I feel like they look more like how I would see them outside and not just on a display, rather than the vivid colors that seem very saturated. My favorite thing to change is also the font. You guys always comment on my short form videos on what font I use, and I always usually opt in for the same one that I bought several years ago. You go into your downloaded fonts and you're able to re-download any that you've purchased before just by going into the Galaxy Store. But there are some top free options available, and of course there's a ton of paid options as well. I've myself bought quite a few in the past, but what I'm gonna do is going to download one that I've previously purchased, and that is PK Joyful. That is definitely something that I enjoyed of the Galaxy phones and the Galaxy Store, is that if you purchase wallpapers, themes, fonts, always on displays, those stick with you for your next Galaxy device, so long as you sign in with the same Samsung account that you used to purchase these. But the secret is out. My absolute favorite font that I always use and that you always see on all of my videos is PK Joyful. But in addition, I go in and also set it to bold the font. And sometimes I even play around with the size of the font. For this specific phone, you can also set the screen layout and zoom, and I just went in there to play around with it to see if it made a difference, specifically for the size and the form factor of this device. The next thing I change is the screen timeout, because I just think 30 seconds is way too fast for the screen to time out. So I usually set it to 1 to 2 minutes. And the next thing I do is I switch from buttons to swipe gestures. I've been using swipe gestures more often now that I am more used to them. I used to be a buttons person, but I've gotten used to the swipe gestures and I think I enjoy them more. Next is we're going to delete some of these home screens because they're super cluttered. The first one being really cluttered. And I'm going to start by setting a theme from the Galaxy Store. But I think I ended up changing my mind, and instead of changing the whole theme, I went ahead and switched it just these icons. Unfortunately, the icons from the Galaxy Store don't change all of your icons. They're actually very minimal, the ones that they changed. So I always opt for the free ones, and these ones look much better than the ones that are pre-installed, but obviously your Google apps don't change, so they look kind of ugly. So what I do is I end up changing the shortcuts on the bottom because somehow it just like messes with the cohesiveness. So I'm glad that Samsung browser is still around because at least their icon changes. So I usually put that at the bottom. The next thing I'm gonna do is set up a wallpaper. I've really been loving the pink moon wallpaper. You guys have commented on my Instagram how much you love my wallpaper and if I can share the link. So I'll try to see if there is a way for me to actually put the link in the description. But either way, the name is called Pink Moon and you can just search it up on the Galaxy Store and I'm sure you'll find it. It was free. The next thing I wanted to do was remove that Google search bar in the home screen. Who thought of the idea of adding that? On the Pixel phones, we've been asking for years to please make a way for us to remove that ugly search box. And I was dumbfounded when I found this on my Galaxy phone. I'm like, what? Why is this here? Thankfully, you're able to remove it just by going into your settings. The next one that all of you guys have been commenting on my short form videos over on Instagram and TikTok is how did I get this clock widget on here? And here's the secret. I mean, I've been responding to all of your comments saying it is from Movies Widget. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Now, this widget is a paid widget, but when I purchased this app, it was a lifetime membership of $2 and some cents. I don't recall the exact amount, but it said it was a lifetime subscription. So I think that's like a no-brainer for $2, and then you get these really cool widgets. This one is my favorite. They just added this one and it's only available on paid, but they also have a ton of more widgets available, and some of their variations are free. It's when you start making changes that you need to pay for a paid subscription. And I'm just really happy with the final setup. I think it looks really good. What's really cool also about the Galaxy Z Fold 8s, and actually any Z Fold, is that you're able to have a different setup in the main screen from the cover screen, and you can also mirror the setup if you want, so that it just all the apps and widgets transfer and be in the same section that you put them in. But for now, we're just gonna go with the home screen. I think I like how the main screen looks right now, how it turned out, but this is how my cover screen looks like. Another thing that I love about this widget is that they're already mapped, so when you click on them, they already open an app. So they're just not for aesthetics, but they're actually functional. So I really enjoy that about this particular app. The next app that I recommend that you download that is completely free, it's called Good Lock. It is from Samsung, and this is going to unlock so many customization features for you. Like, it is insane. I have made so many videos recommending a whole bunch of the Good Lock applications and how to use them, and I'm always raving about them, always recommend that you download this app. It really unlocks so many features for your Samsung Galaxy, especially if you're into customization. I can do a breakdown of each of these apps and really go into detail on how I use them. If you want to see that, please go ahead and comment down below exactly which ones you would prefer to see, or if you just want me to make this video even though you already know how to use Good Lock. Now I'm just going to add a couple widgets that are going to be very useful for me. For the first one is usually the calendar. I like to have an idea of all the things that need to be done for me in a certain day, and I like to keep that easy reach, but also not on my main home screen, so it's not boggling my mind. But at least I feel organized if I just put them on the side, and I can always flip on over to see what's next, what's due next. My favorite one has been Now Brief. It also really helps me remember even when to call my mom, which is really sad, I guess. And it just tells me when to call my mom. It's like, oh, you haven't called your whoever in so many days. Think about calling them. Or it tells me, of course, about exercising, the weather, and it's just useful information that I didn't know I needed, but I did need. and it just at a glance, and I don't need to do anything extra. It just comes up to you because it already has all your data on your phone. It's just grabbing everything from your calendar to your contacts to your schedule, and it just helps organize your day and give you the necessary information at once without you having to go digging for it, which I absolutely am grateful for. I've always loved adding also a gallery widget to my home screen. For now, I don't have any pictures because I didn't transfer all of my images. I wanted to go like a blank slate on this one and kind of try new pictures. So I'm going to download something from Pinterest for now. You can always find my phone customization board on Pinterest, and that's where I pin all the GIFs I use, the pictures, the icons and everything, and the wallpapers. You can find everything there. Some even are just saves, inspo saves that I put on there that I never end up using, or I use it but I never share on socials. You'll find it here. That may be part of my new setup or something I'm working on. You guys will be able to see it first if you follow me on Pinterest as well, or just check out my pinned board for this one. Next up, I'll also be making a day in my life with the Galaxy Z Fold 8. So please stay tuned for that. Make sure that you follow and subscribe so you don't miss that. I will be switching from the Galaxy S26 Ultra into the Z Fold 8 and tell you my honest experience using it a whole day, and just like in my life. It's probably gonna be more than one day because honestly I work from home, so my life is not that eventful. So hopefully you enjoy it from somebody that doesn't have a super glamorous life. I think it would be worth noting if it's worth it for somebody that's like a homebody to spend $1,900 on a phone. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!